Back in 1999, yes, I'm mentioning the 90s again, this was known to be a cool camera. It was the top of the line from Minolta, the Maxim 800 SI. But something was a little bit cooler back then. This. And it's digital. The HP Photosmart C200. The early digital cameras. Back in those days, a digital camera was a novelty. I mean, not everyone had computers at home, and the use for digital pictures was non-existent. It's not like you could post them on social media. These things did not exist. And besides sending them by email, well, there was not a lot of use for that. Or was it? That's what we're gonna find out today. First of all, let's talk about the specifications of this camera. It's 1 megapixel. It may not sound like much, but you see, this is what it looks like on my 2000 laptop computer. Screens were lower resolution, so 1 megapixel was considered to be big. When you turn it on, you even have this icon. Back in those days, photography meant film, so they used the film icon. It uses a compact flash memory card. This one is at 32 megabytes. Yes, not gigabytes, megabytes. So, why would you spend so much cash on a camera with no practical use? Well, the internet was booming and people were making their websites. So they were probably using them for that purpose. Let's give it a try. Well, thank God this thing has a self-timer function, so I'm gonna use that. So this is how you turn it on. I'm gonna try to make my own picture with digital camera. I'm not sure how it turned out, but let's have a look. To review the picture, you simply leave the cover on and you press on the blue button on the back, and the images appear, well, just like they did on the internet back then. That's another use for this kind of thing was probably taking pictures of stuff you want to sell online. That was the beginning of eBay and stuff, so let's give it a try. These cameras were not meant to be high quality when you think about it. And they were probably very popular in school, so you could insert an image into a Word document for the students, or insurance companies, or the police. Let's say you got involved in a fender bender, and there we are. We have a picture of what happened. You can see the damage and stuff like this. It was not meant for quality, more like documentation purposes. The legend says that when people got their first digital camera, the first thing they did was to take how can I put this, weird pictures of themselves or pictures of their pets. And that's probably the reason why these guys are the rulers of the internet. They're gonna rule the world. But that one is so cute. So, yes, new t-shirt, obviously. But anyways, was this camera an important landmark into digital photography? In a way it is. It was a $400 camera, so not really cheap, but you have to keep in mind that in the 1990s people were spending money onto digital equipment like cell phones or PDAs. People didn't really need cell phones with a horrible reception and low battery life or PDAs. They just bought them because they were cool, and they did the same thing with digital cameras. Plus, you didn't have to buy film and pay for processing, so it was an advantage back then. Anyways, that's all I've got for you today. As always, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye. Beam me up, Scotty.